The elements of group 7. By the end of this video, you will be able to use patterns to predict properties of group 7 elements and describe displacement reactions. Have you ever gone to the nurse with a skinned knee and had iodine solution put on the cut? Why do you think people do this? Think about this a little as you watch this video. The elements of group 7. The elements of group 7 are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and acetine. These elements lie to the right side of the periodic table. Something you should know is that the elements of group 7 are also called halogens. Now take a look at this phrase. If you're wondering what this is, it's just a little something that will help you remember the names of the halogens. The F stands for fluorine, the C for chlorine, the Br for bromine, the I for iodine, and the A for acetine. Characteristics of group 7 elements. They have low melting points, which is similar to most nonmetals. They do not conduct electricity. At room temperature, which is considered as about 25 degrees Celsius, fluorine is a gas, chlorine is a gas, bromine is a liquid, iodine a solid, and finally acetine a solid also. Are there patterns in group 7 properties? The answer to this question would be yes. There are some patterns in their properties. An example of this is the melting points of the halogens, which increase from the top to the bottom, a little bit different from the group 1 elements that have melting points that decrease from top to bottom. Also, the colors of the halogens get darker as we go down the list of these elements, as you saw in the characteristics slide earlier. A random fact for you. Did you know that nearly 5,000 soldiers died from chlorine gas poisoning in World War I? This is because the gas reacts with the moisture inside the human body and changes into hydrochloric acid, which then burns and melts you from the inside out. Okay, back to the topic. The group 7 elements are very reactive, and the reactions with iron are especially interesting. The reaction of fluorine with iron is the most violent out of all the halogens because fluorine is at the top of the list and therefore a higher halogen than, let's say, iodine. The reactions become less violent as we move on to the lesser halogens. What are displacement reactions? They are a type of chemical reaction where the higher halogen displaces the lesser one from its compound. An example of this is chlorine plus potassium bromide equals potassium chloride plus bromine. You can see that the chlorine has taken the place of the bromine and the bromine kicks out from the original compound. Here are some key words from this chapter that you should know, so please take notes on the definitions of these words. Okay. Remember the question about the iodine solution for cuts at the beginning of this video? I hope you thought a little bit about the answer because I will not explain why. Well, all group 7 elements are powerful germ killers, but higher halogens, such as chlorine, can be very dangerous to the human body. Iodine is a halogen close to the bottom of the list, so it is more gentle to the human body but still an effective disinfectant. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching and I hope you learned something new.